have to take Tiny Furniture because I've never seen creative nonfiction, and I think that's part of this DVD, right? Yeah. And an interview between Lena and Nora Ephron. So I'll start with that. So Tiny Furniture, this is where I'm going to start. I'm a little overstimulated right now. My heart's pounding real fast. Just a lot. This whole, like, place is a little Willy Wonka's chocolate factory from the minute you walk in. So we've got Casa Betty's. I was in a class with Ira Sachs, and it was, like, the best directing class I've ever taken. Because it's funny, with directing, there really isn't a way that you can teach it. It's sort of like, how do you teach someone to have a personality or, like, have a taste? It's like, you just are you and go fucking make something. But Ira Sachs was really great because he showed us films by auteurs, and then we read about, like, interviews with the auteurs, and then the whole point at the end of the class, he was like, "We'll just make something," and I booked this room. We're going to screen it for your classmates. And one of the filmmakers he showed was Casa Betty's, and what I loved about Casa Betty's was it felt like whenever I was watching his stuff, like he was making his own rules. And, like, whether it worked for me or not on a personal level as a viewer, I was like, you're not following anything prescriptive, and so much of film school felt like prescriptive, like, this is how you line up a shot, like, this is how you get inside the emotional, like, language of that character, and I don't think it's that straightforward. I actually think a lot of filmmaking is throwing the rules out the window and being like, this is what turns me on, like, this is where my instincts are taking me, and that's what it felt like with all of the Casa Betty's films I've seen, and this is Love, Streams, and Faces. Life is Sweet. I've never seen a more honest depiction on screen of bulimia, but it's not a film about bulimia. It's about this family. It's Mike Leigh. It's my favorite Mike Leigh film. It's really good. I just got a really good pitch of I Knew Her Well, which I'm taking 100% because of the cover. Safe was a really huge influence on Cameron Post. There are, like, several sequences in a shot that I, like, straight up lifted from this, but I watched this when I was about to do my last pass at the script, and it kind of just blew my mind open. I was like, oh, there's a whole nother element of institutionalization and group therapy here that I haven't addressed yet. This is a really great cover for Day for Night. It's hard. I'm kind of mad at Criterion Channel right now. I became a subscriber recently, and so I revisited a bunch of films I really love. And it turns out they're all super problematic. I started with Jules and Jim, which, like, was kind of the film that made me want to be a director. And taught me, at the time I was like, this just taught me everything I know about love. And I just revisited and was like, oh, that sucks. That film is not anything I should take seriously about love. I think for all French New Wave, though, that, like, the thesis statement could kind of be like, bitches be cray. But then you have a film like Ratcatcher and a filmmaker like Lynn Ramsey, and you're like, fuck yeah, I'm here for what she has to say. I mean, Lynn Ramsey is an artist. Her films are like paintings. They're so dense and gorgeous. I'm really touched by everything she does. This was one of, like, the first Criterion DVDs I ever bought. It was Knife in the Water. It was for a paper I wrote on Polanski. I'm afraid to watch this. I'm afraid about how offended I'll probably be, but I worship this film, and I worship the short that comes with it, Two Men in a Wardrobe. This is spectacular. It's, yeah, The Spirit of the Beehive. I saw this for film school. I don't remember what happens in it, but I remember feeling so caught up in this girl's world. I remember feeling like the film matched the world, and that's really rare. That, like, the pace of the film and the unfolding of her narrative matched childhood in a way, which is how I feel about Ratcatcher as well. I mean, this is just the shit. Like, the fight sequence in Do the Right Thing is one of the best things that's ever been put on film. It's flawless. It's just a flawless sequence. The opening sequence is great. I think if there's anything that has been a mainstay in all the films, it's like dancing and fucking. If you get those things right, then you're fine. It's going to be a good movie. I think that's it.